Chris Guzman with your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance, www.hssp.cc, I've got Nestor Garza Romero, Emil Soto Papinski Kegabine, and of course, Timmy the producer Patterson at the controls. And who I've got right now is the number 5 world-ranked junior bantamweight on the planet, Raul Martinez. Raul, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Just got back from the gym a little while ago and about to eat in a little bit after this. Just pretty much everything's going good. How about y'all?
Oh, we're doing great. We're just outside of Chicago. Where are you at?
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio.
Outside of San Antonio, Texas.
Interessante. We just got off the phone with a buddy of yours, Oscar Diaz. He had some great things. He had some great things to say about you, actually. You guys fought, not against each other, but together on the Golden Gloves team, actually, of Texas.
Yeah, back in 2000, beginning of my career, and we made it to the finals, which you probably said already. And he's a good guy. I met him when I first started boxing, and we keep in touch once in a while, not too much. He trains in New Jersey. I'm training in Austin, Texas. So our careers are going good. Good.
Well, he had the greatest things to say about you. So what can you say to our listeners about Oscar Diaz?
Oscar Diaz, man, he's a action-packed fighter. I mean, you go to his fights and you can see a lot of action. I mean, one of his fights that I saw was the fight that he actually lost to Golden Johnson. But man, did he fight, man! That he showed his true colors in that fight. I mean, you have to knock him out to beat him, and that's the type of fighter he is. He leaves it all in the ring.
Very, very true. Let's go back to little Raul. Now, we all know La Cabrita. We know about the Cobra. We got to go back to little Raul. when you first got the gloves on. Take us back to those years. Who took you to the gym? How'd this thing get started?
Well, man, like I tell everybody my story, my father was a professional boxer back in his day in Monterrey, Mexico, and but his main sport was soccer. He was a professional soccer player. He played for the national team there in Monterrey. And I grew up playing soccer, but there was always a punching bag outside in the yard that I would hit. And just always liked boxing. You know, it was in me. The fighting was in me, was in my blood. And it was not until I was 15 years old, which I quit every sport and got into boxing. And my dad actually trained me here at my house for about 6 months until he took me to a gym, which was Joe Lopez Angels Boxing Club in the west side of San Antonio. And then I was there for pretty much my whole amateur career. And, from there, my career went on, winning national titles, Golden Gloves, state titles, and everything went on from there.
We are not about to just gloss over this amateur career. Like I said, this is one of the most stellar amateur careers of any of the fighters that we've ever had the honor of interviewing on our airwaves. I mean, in 2000 alone, you had 3 championships at 106. The National Golden Gloves finalist, you had the Texas State Golden Gloves Championship, the ABF Texas State Champion. That was all just in 1 year, just in 2000. 2001, Caribbean Amateur Champion, the Texas State Golden Gloves Champion at 112, and the ABF Texas State Champion, of course, going all the way up to 2003, the U.S. Challenge Amateur Champion of 112 pounds. I mean, was there a title that you didn't take? I mean, damn. There were other people in this weight class. You could have let them won something.
At first, the guys that I fought against, that I beat, they actually beat me when I first started. I fought against Ron Styler when in the Golden Gloves Championship, which I lost, and that was in 2000 when I first started. After that, he didn't beat me anymore. Once I started getting to the national level, I was losing to Roberto Benitez, who was going for his 4th straight national title, which was going to make history. I stopped him from doing that, and then after that, I didn't let him beat me anymore. Yep. I kept winning. National titles, and doing that at the same time, winning state titles, Golden Gloves titles. I mean, I was just doing it all, man. I was really training hard the way I am right now, and that's what I'm hoping to do, is take over the low weight classes in the professional ranks and represent, you know.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Awesome. I mean, going through the amateurs. Talk a second, because somewhere, I mean, I just said a very similar thing to Oscar Diaz earlier this evening. Talk a second, because somewhere there is a little boy or a little girl with the headgear and the big giant gloves and the tank top and everything that you know very, very well. They're an amateur. Talk a second about the importance of an amateur career, because to be real honest, these cruiserweights, these light heavyweights, and especially these heavyweights, they're just big, strong guys, and they go on in there, they make their $1 million, and then they get knocked out and they retire. Talk a second about the lower weights and the importance in an amateur background.
I mean, the lower weight class, like you say, you know, the heavyweights, they make millions. The lower weight classes, we don't make pretty much, we don't even make half of that almost, you know what I mean? You have to get real lucky, like Michael Carvajal, guys like that, Chiquita Gonzalez, that fought for $1 million. I mean, the amateur career is very important. I mean, it's pretty much, it's like going to school, you know? You go to school and you go to college and graduate, and that's pretty much going to the pro ranks. You know, and amateurs is like I said, is a big part. That's where you learn the fundamentals, you learn the basics. I mean, you learn how to be patient, take your shots, throw all your shots the way you're supposed to, the way you listen to your trainers, and then you get that great experience. And the experience that I got was on the national level, was on the worldwide level. You know, fighting for the United States national team. I mean, I got that great experience as an amateur, and it led me to what is so far a great professional career. So, little kids, I mean, I tell the little kids, I mean, you just got to keep training hard. You got to be hungry, stay hungry every day in that gym, and listen to your trainer, listen to any advice that anybody gives you, and that's what I still do, is listen to everybody and take that inside. And once I go to that gym and just I'm hungry in that gym because I want to be the best that I can be. And a lot of it has helped me because of my amateur career, all that experience that I gained.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the pros and you go ahead and get knocked out, if you don't have an amateur background, you have nothing to fall back on. Because generally speaking, you're not going to go through your amateur ranks without a loss. I don't know of any amateur that doesn't have a loss somewhere. So you have to know how to lose. And some of these superstars that have no amateur background, they have no concept of a loss. They don't know what to do. And sometimes you won't hear from them again for a couple years.
Oh, definitely, because like as an amateur, I mean, I fought so many styles out there. I fought lefties, righties. I fought guys that twist. I fought guys that like to fight with their hands down. I fought fighters that like to brawl, that like to counterpunch. You name it, you know what I mean? You name the style. I fought that type of fighter as an amateur, and actually I'm still fighting those right now. You know, a lot of people are saying, some people, like fighters that I fight, they're saying, well, Raul is being taken care of. He hasn't fought nobody. And then when they're in the ring with me, I knock them out in the first round. Why? Because my manager, my promoters, main events, they put me in with guys that they're in there to beat me, or they know that they might not beat me, but they're in there to survive, and they're going to try to headbutt me. They're going to try to make me look bad. And I learned from that. It's just another experience every fight. And so, I mean, I can tell you I fought every kind of style out there, and I'm still doing it. And my amateur career is a big part of my success.
It's a great thing to be able to fall back on. But you have not had to fall. You have not had to fall back yet because you're 20-0. You don't even have a draw. I mean, damn, you don't even have a draw, and you're knocking everybody out. 13 knockouts out of your 20 wins. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting a little harder. The guys that I'm fighting, they're trying to survive. They know that I'm a puncher, and they don't want to come in. They don't want to get caught by a punch that I throw. So pretty much they're in there to survive. So I'm not really in there looking for a knockout. It's just like I'm just in there, you know, trying to get the work done. And get that experience. If it goes to 10 rounds, it goes to 10 rounds. That's just more experience to me, you know. Because when I get to that elite level of a world title shot, I mean, I can say, hey, I fought all these all these different type of fighters. This guy right here, you know what I mean? He ain't on another level than me, you know.
Well, Raul, you know you're being branded as a power puncher. So, I mean, in late 06 and your first two fights of 07, Kevin Hudgens and Alejandro Moreno, like you said, clinging, hanging on to you, just trying to survive. You're being branded as a power puncher. Of course they're going to hang on you. They don't want to get knocked out. Unfortunately, Evaristo Primero didn't get that memo, and you sent him out in the 5th round.
Oh, yeah. My last fight was Primero. He was a real tough fighter. He went actually 10 rounds with Ray Whitfield, who's a NABO or NABA champion, flyweight champion. He went the whole distance with him, and he got a majority loss, a majority decision to Johnny Tapia. So I knew that I was going to go in there with a tough fighter that, you know, liked to survive, and so I knew that I wasn't going to go in there for a knockout, but I started working that body, doing those nice left hooks to the liver, and that's what stopped him, and he didn't want to come out for more.
Well, I just watched that fight this morning in preparation for tonight's interview, and the banging to the body is actually, that's your money right there. I mean, you've got the overhands and you've got the hooks, but the hooks to the body is what really sent Primero to get his hands down, and then you were able to take him out with the headshots. I mean, that's boxing 101. Take his body out. He's got to cover up his body, and then you take his head out. I mean, am I right?
Oh, definitely. Like what I was saying about the styles of Primero. I mean, he was a real awkward fighter, not an easy fighter to hit in the face, to hit in the head. And I mean, he switched on me. He was fighting with his hands down. He'll grab. He'll hit and move. I mean, he was actually one of the toughest fighters that I fought so far, like in style wise, trying to make me look bad. But the body shots worked on that fight.
Well, it is time for the ringer. The ringer is a little section that we have here that our listeners designed. These are 4 questions that we ask all the fighters that we interview here on Bolo Punch, and it's sort of rapid fire, so you got to hang in there and just answer honestly. Here we go. Question number 1: what is the hardest punch that you have ever landed on another fighter? Who was it?
The hardest punch, which I can say, is against Israel Desmo, which is on Showtime. It was just a right hand that I threw. It didn't feel hard, but it actually was one of my hardest shots that just knocked him out good.
It messed him up. Question number 2: what's the hardest punch ever landed on you? Who was it?
The hardest punch landed on me was actually in sparring. Was against, I don't remember him. If you don't remember him, Armando Guerrero. He's from Austin, Texas. He hit me with a nice liver shot, and it kind of got me down to one knee. That was one of the hardest shots I ever got hit with.
All right, wait a minute now. You fought 20 guys in the ring here. Obviously, you've knocked 13 of them out, but you're telling me the hardest guy that hit you was sparring? That's the first time ever happened on Bolo Punch.
That's a first right there.
I have some tough sparring partners.
They're going to say you're bragging, man, but I'll back you. I'll back you, no problem. All right, number 3 of the ringer. Who do you really want to fight? Is it Montiel, who happens to be, top of the line right now for junior bantamweights, or is there someone you're looking past Montiel?
I'm actually there's a lot of fighters, but I want to, I'm ranked at junior bantamweight.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to campaign myself at flyweight at 112.
Oh,
so,
okay.
The guy I want to fight is maybe he's from Japan, the WBA champion Sakata. I'm willing to go out to Japan and beat him, and then once I'm done with that weight class, go to 115 and take out everybody else, and move on from there.
Beautiful. And question number 4, the question we will leave you with. We know you have a lovely little daughter. What if she decided in a few years that she wanted to fight? The question is, if you have kids, would you allow your children to fight as well?
I don't think I would let her fight. I think one main thing that I wish I could have done is continue in my education and gone to college, and that's what I'm going to push her to do is pretty much just go to college. And I got a little niece that does karate, and maybe she could teach my little girl some karate.
Instead of Daddy teaching her some boxing, huh?
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. Awesome. What a great interview this was. I had a good time. Raul Martinez. They call him La Cobrita. He is the Cobra. You can check him out at www.lacobrita. That is LACOBRITA.com. www.lacobrita.com. Raul Martinez, he is the 5th ranked junior bantamweight in the WBO. We are going to see huge things from him. Personally, I've seen him fight a couple of times. I saw him fight in Chicago against Miguel Martinez, and I saw him fight in Cicero just early last year in January against Andres Ledesma. He won both of those. He slapped both of those bums down. So this is the guy to look at in the junior bantamweight division. He's shooting like a bat out of hell, and you better keep your eyes on Raul Martinez because he is going to be ruling the flyweight division. Now, he's ranked as a junior bantamweight, but he is not going to be campaigning as a junior bantamweight. He's looking forward towards the flyweight division. Now, thank you for taking the time out of your busy evening and out of your training, Raul Martinez, to talk with us and all of the Bolo Punch fans. You didn't have to take the time, and we appreciate the hell out of it. Thank you so very much, and we will talk to you very soon.
All right, thanks a lot.
Excellent. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.